Alright, it's now almost 5 o'clock, and I got something I want to get off my chest. And that is the concept of fighting games. Specifically, like the 2D fighting games, like your typical ones like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Tekken, and now Fighters, I guess, is in that category as well, Dragon Ball Fighters. And I just got finished playing some Fighters, and I don't consider myself to be a fighting game master. I play Smash Bros, which is a fighting game, but it's like a different style of fighting game. It's like one of the only platform fighters around. And I consider that one to be kind of a different breed. But like your typical fighting games, what I don't understand is why they program the ability to just get fucked on the wall, and why you can't do anything about it. And I'm sure people that are good at fighting games or are better at fighting games, they're like, oh, all you have to do is not get hit, basically. And it's like, okay, yeah, but the fact that one hit leads in, getting hit once leads into an infinite combo that kills you is, in my opinion, really dumb. Especially since in those types of fighting games, they don't give you an ability or anything to combat it. You're basically just hoping that your opponent drops the combo. But in reality, they've practiced this 1,000 times in practice mode, and they know it's going to work. And that's the other thing. People use practice mode for so long in these types of games, whereas in something like Smash Bros, hardly anyone uses practice mode, because the combos aren't free. There's very few big combos in Smash Bros that you can get just by getting a single hit. Most of them require anticipating where your opponent's going to DI, stage presence, just overall, I don't know the proper word, but basically it's just a lot of, can you guess where they're going to be after that move? Whereas in other fighting games, and Fighters is my prime example right now because that's a game I'm actually trying to play, it's it doesn't matter if they practice in practice mode or on people, because as soon as they get the hit, a regular human can become just a practice dummy, because there's nothing you can do programmed into the games to get out of any combo. Whereas again, with Smash Bros, if you get hit, as long as you're actively avoiding, trying to avoid where they're gonna go, you can get out of pretty much every combo in Smash Bros. There's obviously I'm generalizing. Obviously that's not entirely the case, and there are true combos in Smash Bros, but they're a lot harder to get, I feel, than in other fighting games where it's just one hit equals dead. And it's super frustrating to be on the other end of that, and you can't say how frustrating it is because everyone then thinks you're just a bitch who doesn't know how to play the game. And I'm like, what the fuck kind of community is that, where the point of a fighting game is to not allow one person to play the fighting game? In my mind, a fight requires two people punching each other, not one person being a sandbag while the other person just destroys their face. Feel free to disagree, but my 2 cents on fighting games is that a lot of them are just stupid. It's not fun once you get past the beginning stage, because when you play a game, you want a fighting chance. And if you're just going into every game getting absolutely destroyed because people have practiced for hours and hours and hours on these undodgeable, basically unblockable, unavoidable combos based on one hit or one specific hit, eventually your defense will falter. Because if they're pressuring you hard enough, there's only so many times you can anticipate if they're going to hit high, hit low, jump in the air, or whatever the case may be for these games. And it's just, your defense will break before their unrelenting offense breaks. And there's not enough options on defense, I feel, to combat that. Again, I will probably, if anyone is fighting game fans on my channel, they will probably correct me and tell me that I'm stupid, but that's fine. I don't really care what people have to say. That's not the point. The point is, like, you should be able to play a game and not have to put 300 hours into practice mode to, like, be good. But I don't know. That's just me. I'm a Smash Bros. Player. I don't do these 2D. I don't do this 2D side to side shit. So Mary, you have never seen Game of Thrones, correct?
Yeah.
How?
Because I haven't.
But like, I didn't know about. Like, I never watched it, but I had known about it for a while before.
Okay, well, yeah, I've known about it.
Okay. What do you know? Have you like?
I know some character names.
Names? Do you know what happens to them?
No.
Okay.
Well, I heard that one of them dies and people don't really like him.
Okay. Well. I'm not gonna spoil it, but let's just say a lot of characters die.
Okay, yeah, I've heard that too.
It's kind of how that show goes.
I know.
But so this is gonna be fun because Mary has never seen Game of Thrones, and she's gonna watch it with me tonight. Also, say hello to YouTube.
Hi.
Also, I need to turn the car on because holy balls, is it hot in here. Oh, there we go. Air conditioning. Okay, so what are your expectations going into Game of Thrones?
I mean, besides a lot of murder.
Yeah, besides that.
I don't know, like, I've heard lots of good things about it, for sure. That a lot of people like it because they worded it like it was another Lord of the Rings. They were comparing it to Tolkien.
Yeah.
Which,
To be fair, there's quite a few similarities, but
yeah,
to be fair, Tolkien also took like all fantasy elements when he made Lord of the Rings.
yeah.
So, and technically, if you really want to be technical, Lord of the Rings just took stuff from D&D. Like all the fantasy, it's like impossible to be original in like fantasy nowadays.
Well, yeah, because any fantasy comes with some form of D&D,
Or
in a way.
and like to be fair, even in like anything nowadays, it's like it's hard to be original because most of the ideas have been done. So I hate when people say like, "Oh, this is just a rip-off of such and such," because
I'll use writing a book for example. When you're writing a book, you can actually be pretty original, especially if it's a serial killer murder one.
true, not a lot of people go that far. Especially now, that was more of like a earlier time thing to write about stuff like that. Now, not so much. Now there's like you have to be like politically correct and all this, and like
Yeah, because now mostly it's any books that are out there, they're romance, which or I've seen a lot lately where there's shapeshifters, superheroes, and all.
I actually will say one book series that is quite original take on sort of like a fantasy thing is a book series called Mistborn. Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it, yeah. I've seen it.
Yeah, I own the trilogy. The first book I really enjoy. The second book I read like a bit of it, and then I just kind of put it down because like I don't know. The first book was so good, and the second book kind of like trailed off a bit.
That was to be for the Fallen series.
I want to finish it because like the way they did like magic in that is super interesting. It's like all based on metals,
Okay.
and you get like the characters that have the mist abilities. They get their powers by by eating like a specific type of metal, and then the ones that are called Mistborn have all of the abilities.
Oh, that's cool. Did you ever read the Go books growing up? Like Go comics?
I remember them because they used to be all over my elementary school library.
The reason I'm bringing that up is one of the authors or co-creators of it. He actually wrote a book series called Fallen. It has to do with film.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never really read many books on that subject, but it's actually really good. There's I think 4 or 5 books. The first 3 are
know what's funny? I don't even know if you're in focus for this interview. I don't know about like the color because like there's glare from the sun. I hope this looks okay. It always looks better on my computer when I edit this. Anyway, I'm gonna pick this interview up after we're done watching Game of Thrones. Okay, interview part 2, post Game of Thrones. Mary, what did you think? Also, it's like what, like almost 11 at night?
Yeah.
So we have really shitty lighting, but Mary. So, post Game of Thrones, what were your thoughts?
Interesting. I mean, obviously you know my opinion of the dire wolves.
Yeah, but the people don't. They need to know. They want to know.
I highly
They absolutely do. They're commenting right now, but they want to know.
I'm pretty sure there's no people in your camera right now.
Yeah, but no, they're commenting now on the video that's gonna be released when I'm done.
God, no adorable. Honestly. And
Well, that's good. We watched what, the first 2 episodes?
yeah, first 2 episodes. And honestly, I'm glad Joffrey got slapped. He's a bit of a dick. And a bit is an understatement.
Yeah.
He's like a mega douche.
A mega douche.
And
Ugh. It's the worst kind of douche.
you haven't met some of my coworkers.
I'm saying a mega douche is like the worst kind of douche.
Cause he is a douche.
Well, I'm not saying you're wrong.
He's definitely Arya. I like her.
Alright, Arya's your favorite character?
Yeah.
Alright. Whoop. I need some air. Alright, well. Say goodbye to YouTube.
Bye.